Hi everyone, welcome back to PARQUET, episode 7. So, in episode 6, we got to learn a lot about Rino, the other girl who is in the same body as Tsubasa. Well, it's actually Rino's body, and Tsubasa is borrowing it. So, while Tsubasa is always happy and excited, Rino, on the other hand, is often sad, gloomy, and depressed. But at least for Rino, she has a good manager at her job, so a flower shop. And the store manager is Aya. And there was one part where Aya was hugging Rino, and it's like, come on, don't be tense. You know, you're young, you have a bright future ahead of you, so don't waste it. And right now, Aya is kind of skeptical about Kanato, so how did Rino-san find this person? So, given the fact that Kanato is unemployed, it's giving Aya the wrong thoughts. So, if you're not working, you can just take care of her place and tend to her once she comes off the clock. And those are not responses that Rino wants to hear. But anyways, this flower shop just got a phone call for a request to deliver flowers right away. So it's for a nightclub called Dream Dive. And this nightclub uses BMI extensively, so making people see their employees as celebrities. And I think there's some incident going on, and they damage something and need replacements right away. So anyways, let's see how it goes from here. Okay, so they project a preset image onto the person the wearer is looking at. So using BMIs to create celebrities. Oh, so by the way, Rino is not involved in any of this tech. And it's like, well, I'm bad with it. So the reason I work here is because this job does not require BMIs. So no skill needed. And this kind of technology has existed for a while, even outside of BMI. And like converting the feedback received by a web camera and animating an online avatar with it in real time. So cover up. And although the latest BMI advancements make it possible, it's technology that was achievable before. So it's not new. But it should be impossible to intoxicate someone with BMI, should being the operative word. And you can't just manipulate a person's brain with BMI, okay? Even if what Kumato-san says is true, there must be other reasons they are getting drunk. So what's going on in there? So it's crazy. Although I would rather avoid places with dangerous rumors circulating about them. And if by any chance it turns out they are dealing with contraband BMI, it'll become a scandal. So using it for the wrong reasons. And if I'm involved, the new management of Ibuki will be tarnished. So it's going to destroy his roots as well, so the place where he was built. And for now, the revival of the company is my only achievement. I can't jeopardize it by stepping into dangerous situations carelessly, so I got to protect my only achievement so far. But most importantly, all the workers would be on the streets without jobs if anything were to happen to the company. So if they shut down.
と、のんきにしてる場合じゃないや。準備しないと。
But first, we got to fulfill the order.
私もスマホで住所調べて。あ、そうだ。店長も一緒に連れて行きましょうか。
So, I wonder if I should go there with my boss.
そうだね。うん。悪いけどお願い。
So, it's like, okay, should I take Kanato with me? And I was like, sure, that would be good. So, can you accompany her? Wait, so, there's another manager here?
いるよ。ご近所でも評判のイケメンが。
Yes. Okay.
そう。物静かで素敵なイケメン店長。犬。犬犬。
Okay, so when Rino was saying boss, she means the dog. So this guy will accompany me.
よしよしよし。
And why is he named manager? So all I see there is a fairly large dog padding over to Rino. And I don't know if it's the breed or the dog itself, but the dog seems to have a very calm demeanor. And he's wagging his tail happily, but stays put so Ibaraki-san can pet him. And in fact, she seems more pleased to be petting him than the other way around. Oh, so the boss you're speaking of is this dog.
そう、店長。名前はモナカだけど、みんな店長って呼んでる。
Yep. Okay, so he's called Monaka, but everyone just calls him boss. Wait, boss? So... my name is Ibiki Kanto. Nice to meet you. Okay. And I timidly reach out to the dog, or the boss, as I greet him. And this is the first time I've touched an animal other than human. Ooh, so he's warm.
え？何に驚いてるの？逆に怖い。
So why are you acting so surprised? Ooh, so soft. Shake. Here you go. Sit. Ooh. Wow.
だから感動しすぎ。
Well, calm down. So, he's just a dog. And even though we can't communicate through words, I feel like we're connecting on another level. So he truly is a gentleman and a handsome one. And why does a flower shop need a dog though? I think it's just the owner's pet.
昔近くに放置されてたのは、あやさんが保護して。
Okay.
一時的に預かるだけのつもりが、飼い主は見つからず。
So because they never found the owner, I just kept him. So that's how he got hired as manager. So Kumato-san seems like a nice person. And we've only spoken briefly, but she has an affable air about her. And maybe the reason why she cares so much about Ibaraki-san is the same as to why she adopted this dog.
おとなしくて愛らしいと、ご近所でも人気のイケメン店長なんだよね。
So he's good.
よしよしよし。それじゃあ店長、散歩に行こっか。
Okay, so let's go on a walk, shall we? Okay. And could I accompany you two for the delivery?
別に構わないけど、店長も構わないよね。
So, boss? Okay, he can come along. I want to know if this problem with drunkards has anything to do with BMI? And is this technology really being abused? And I'm interested in finding out. Okay, so on the way, I walk under the shining neon lights together with Ibaraki-san and the boss, so dog. And I feel like just tagging along would be in bad taste, so I help by carrying the flowers. Okay, I'll help you deliver. So, do you always deliver things in person?
状況による。もちろん車で配達するのが基本だけど。
Okay.
徒歩圏内のお店が急ぎの場合、車出す方が面倒なこともあるし。
Well, that's true for big cities. So, if they do park, they might end up parking in a place far away from their destination, and they'll have to walk there. And I can't see given all the pedestrian traffic. So, you have to drive very slowly. But anyways, where is this hostess club?
すぐそこのビルのはずだけど。
It should be right there. Manager?
何？どうしたの店長？
And suddenly the dog begins pulling on Ibaraki-san. So I think the dog found the place. Oh, so maybe he wants to keep walking?
そういうのとは違うような。
And he pulls even more strongly on the leash. He takes her to a nearby back alley. A man in a suit is lying there. See? So I think this is where the club is. And the man is lying on the floor, motionless. And the boss lowers his head and sniffs at the man. Wait, is he dead? Either way, I have really bad feelings about this. He's drunk. And thankfully my worries proved to be unfounded.
大丈夫ですか？
うるせえ、認めねえぞ。絶対おかしいだろ。
Well, so he's not listening. Well, it's because he's drunk. Okay, just a regular old drunkard, I guess.
なんか呆れてるみたいだけど。つい最近も似たようなことがあったと思うのは私だけ？ねえ、私だけ？
So it does resemble what happened to you in the beginning. So that was like episode 2, where Kanato was trying out this strong alcohol drink and he too passed out. So now this drunkard is a repeat of what Kanato did. Yes. Oh, so did I look like this? I'm sure that's an obvious yes.
大体一緒。
There you go. Oh.
なんだあの金額は。俺は認めねえぞ。
I figured the man is better off than I was since he's not vomiting. Okay, so what do we do?
救急車は呼ばなくても平気そうだけど、放置するのも気になるし。
Okay, so let's call the ambulance on him.
やっぱり警察に連絡くらいは入れておくべきかな。
そうだ、警察だ。俺は警察に行くぞ。
Sure, call them.
本人もこう言ってるし。
Well, I guess we should then.
いたいた、困りますよお客さん。ちゃんとお金を払ってくれないと。
Okay, so someone else is here. Another man comes from the side, cutting me off before I can finish speaking as he approaches the downed man. And he's wearing a suit as well and a intercom on his ear. So he's a staff. Oh, so does he work around here?
あんたら何誰この人の知り合い
No, so we're just concerned for his well-being, so we found him here. And we were about to call the police.
ああ言って言ってこの人うちのお客さん
So don't worry.
会計の途中で走り出しちゃってさほら見ての通りの酔い具合だからあとはこっちでやっとくほらお客さん店に戻ってください
Okay, so you're coming back in.
うるせえ話せ
Well, I won't pay.
暴れないでくださいほら歩いてお客さん
And he holds the drunk man and practically drags him away. We didn't just witness a kidnapping, did we?
さすがにそれはないと思うけど、私たちだけじゃなく目撃した人がたくさんいるだろうし。
Makes sense. Wait, don't tell me. Excuse me, sir.
あ
So the waiter looks over his shoulder. So, is there an establishment called Dream Dive here? We need to deliver some flowers.
あそれならうち
Oh,
のことだ
so that's us. And I figure as much.
とはいえ俺はこの人運ばないといけないからな
But I got to haul this customer back. Okay, so we'll carry the order to your establishment, of course.
そうかじゃあついてきてくれ
Okay, so follow me. Okay, so I'll carry them.
いや、でもこれは私の仕事だし。
But this is my job, so it's kind of bad that you are taking on this. Well, rumors or not, we're stepping into a sketchy place. And let me be in front just in case, so it sounds dangerous.
じゃあ、よろしく。
Okay, alright. And now I can finally see this place for myself. So what does Dream Dive look like? I might not be able to examine it with as much scrutiny as I would like to, though. Okay, so going inside, you can smell alcohol, so it reeks of booze. And this is my first impression as I enter this place.
さっきのお客捕まえましたあと花屋の配達が来ましたよ
ご苦労さん。花屋はお前に任せるわ。
Okay, so please take care of the flowers.
了解っす
So the scent of alcohol is overwhelming, so lots of drunks. And despite it being a weekday, about 80% of the seats are occupied. So basically everyone has had a tough day and they want to find a place to relax and just forget about all the hardships of today. So everyone is wearing BMI, cheerfully talking away to the woman next to them. And all the tables have something in common though, so the staggering amount of liquor bottles on each of them.
おいこっちに運んでくれ
Okay, so put the flowers over here. Yes, sir. And I carry the flowers as the waiter orders. And after putting them in the designated spot, my role is over. So I made the delivery and I'm done. And I surveyed the place once more. And the man or men drink away so merrily you don't think they are drinking water. Or you would think they are drinking water.
なんだか妙に体が熱いな。
Okay, so now I can hear the drunk customers talking.
ちょっとトイレ行ってくれあった。
And for as many bottles as I see, crowding each table, it's no wonder all the men are hopelessly drunk. And is this mood why they're drinking so much? I want to find out, but I can't overstay my welcome. So I'm not a customer here. There you go. So I'm here for a delivery right now. Okay, thank you for your patronage.
ご苦労さん。
And the drunk man on his way to the restroom loses his balance in front of me. And I hope he doesn't collapse. So I quickly grab his arm and stop his fall. Wait, are you okay?
悪いな。確かな。すぐに酒が回ってよ。
So he has a drunk fair bit. No, wait. A thought surfaces from the well of my mind. Ooh. So I know it's none of my business, but maybe you should have some water instead.
分かってる分かってる。ちゃんと飲んでる。めちゃくちゃ飲んでる。
Well, I think being drunk, he can't distinguish between alcohol and water.
おかげでトイレが近くてよ。
Okay, so anyways, I got to go to the restroom.
お客様、お怪我はありませんか？
お、平気だ平気。漏れそうだ。
Okay, I'm all good. And the drunk man totters towards the restroom.
助かった。お客に怪我されると面倒だから。
No problem. Now then, so I'll be going. And again, thank you for your patronage. Okay, so that was a very interesting place. And I'm surprised they have it under control, because usually what happens is things go out of control, a brawl breaks out, and the police gets involved. But anyways, for Kanto, that place really stinks. And maybe if I was used to drinking like Miyoshi-san, I would not bat an eye. So I would handle that. But it's too nauseating for me. But still, I at least learned something. And that place is definitely abusing the use of BMI. The problem is how to stop it. I have no evidence to go to the police with. And that said, I can't just do nothing. So maybe I should,
ちょっといいか？
Wait, what's wrong? And the abrupt noise brings me back to reality. And when I look up, I see an old man standing in front of me. And he has a suit and tie, but he's wearing them so sloppily, I cannot imagine he's a company employee.
さっきドリームダイブから出てきたよな。
Yeah, so what about it?
話を聞かせてほしいんだ。
So, just some talk.
あの店、気にはなってるんだが、ちょっと怖くてな。
Oh, so he wants to go in.
ほら、なんだ。BMI をつけなきゃならないんだろ？二の足を踏んじまうんだ。
So they require you to have your BMI on, and I don't want to do that. So, is there a problem?
そうじゃないが、俺みたいな年だと新しい機械ってのに抵抗感があってな。
So, I'm just old, and BMI is too new for me to handle, and I don't understand all that.
教えてくれないか？あの店の感想というか、雰囲気というか。
So basically, just tell me how that place is. So I didn't go there as a customer though, so I was just doing my job or helping out. There you go. So I was just delivering flowers as part of my work, so I did not experience their customer service.
なんだ、そうだったのか。
Okay.
わかった。呼び止めて悪かったな。
But there was something that struck me about it. So, do you handle liquor well?
多少は飲めるが得意ではないな。人と比べたら弱い方だ。
So, no. Then I would not advise going in there then. So, that place is heavy on alcohol, and if you can't tolerate alcohol, then you won't fit in there.
おお、それまたどうして？
So, that place is full of drunk customers. That's why. And something about the place must make people drink themselves until they can't stand.
そうか。
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if they're true or not, but there are some strange rumors floating around. And if you're concerned, I think you might be able to enjoy yourself at a more casual place. So not Dream Dive.
そうだな。親切にありがとうな。
Okay, so thanks for the advice. Well, I better get going now. Okay, I'm back. To manager. So what is Reno concerned about? So she's silent. Yes? So what's the matter?
別に何で
Nothing
もないし。
of interest.
おか
Well, thanks. She must not be used to greeting in general. And I can see that from the way she's blushing.
何その納得。なんか腹立つんだけど。
Hey, so what's with that expression?
でもまあ気を使って運んでくれてありがとう。何かご不満？
Okay, so do you want to say something? No, so nothing at all. Well, I just feel like this is the first time you've ever thanked me. So, outside of your dark gloominess expression. So, up until now, all my relationships were strictly for business. Even words of gratitude felt like mere formalities. Well, I don't feel like I've ever been expressed gratitude in such a genuine way. Really? So you've gotten used to this faster than I imagined.
まあ何かしらの事情がなきゃいきなりルームシェアを押し付けてくることもないだろうし。
Well, it is part of living together, so I have to get accustomed to it ASAP.
そういうこともあるかなって私も理解できなくはないし。
But I do know that you have some circumstances, so it's best not to push it too hard. But, okay, so I'm thankful for that, really.
はいはい。ついでに感謝を伝えてくれてどうも。
Well, I didn't mean it like that. So, you exaggerated. You made it sound worse than what actually happened. So, I didn't threaten you or force you or coerce you to let me stay in your place. But I would like to repay you for my past wrongs if possible. So, is there anything you want or need?
特にない。
No? Well, that was quick.
別に謝礼目的じゃないし。
So, I'm not interested in perks. I know that. Well, you're too kind to be or take advantage of people.
また急にそんなことを脈絡もなく。
So, can you stop with the flattery? I know very well that you don't help people out of greed or expectation that they'll give you something in return. But feel free to tell me if there's anything I can do for you or to help you. Uh-huh. And not out of an ulterior desire or anything. I'm just grateful that you live, or let me live with you. But I do owe you an apology. I didn't measure my words and made you feel threatened. So when I was begging you, I kind of said things that are too extreme and made it sound really bad, but I could have been much easier on that.
脅迫みたいじゃなくて完全な脅迫だし。
Well, I don't think I felt threatened as much as I was literally threatened. And that's why I want to help you to make up for all that. So feel free to lean on me if you need anything.
そこまでの話でもないけど。そうだ。それなら一つお願いがあるかも。
Okay, so Rino has one request.
どうです？何か新しい情報はありましたか？
So what's this man doing?
いや、あの店には花を届けただけで何も知らないそうだ。
Okay, so he was disguising as a employee who is too old, doesn't know technology, and I think he was just trying to get more information about Dream Dive from someone who just went in, which is Kanato. But it's like, well, I'm not a customer, so I can't really help you. I don't understand how it runs in there or the services that they provide, so sorry.
そうですか。
ただ、最後にされた忠告が引っかかる。
But there is one sentence that's relevant.
さっきの彼が何か知ってるってことですか？
嘘を言っているようには見えなかった。店と関係がないのも本当だろう。
Okay.
だが、
So he might have thought that Kanto was lying about it to cover up that place.
なあ、あの店の噂はどういうものだった？
So what about the rumors?
だから。
So it's something on the lines of,
記憶を移植されてベロベロに酔わされて気づいたら高額請求されたっていう噂ですよね。
oh, so being drunk was one of their ways to, I'll say, legally rob them of money.
どうしたんです？今さらそんなことを。
So basically offering expensive services, and because you're too drunk, you can't make decisions and you'll just fall for it, and before you notice, all the money gets taken away by Dream Dive, or the owner of Dream Dive.
いや、すまん。気にしなくていい。
One ways, so don't worry about it.
他も当たってみるか。
So I'll go find more clues and ask around.
PARQUET.
So I wonder if the investigators, they're also concerned about BMI being misused. So that's what Kanato's worried about. But looks like they're more about, well, I hear stories that they're using drunk as a way to scam people out of their savings. So anyways, it's now day and we have Tsubasa. So there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
なんだい？
So what is it? The following morning, I called out to Kiyo-san as she's walking down the stairs. So you said that you're searching for your lost memories, right? And how would you even go about finding something like this? So where can we start?
ああ、そのことか。
So I think for Tsubasa, it's like, well, there's no point. There's no way I'll be able to find those memories, so I just gave up and let it slide. So I can't imagine you're looking without some kind of clue. And it'll be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. That's true.
手がかりがある。とはいえ、まさに一縷の望みなんだけど。
Well, I do have some clues.
自分の体だった頃の僕の思い出は限られている。入院か研究か。僕の生活はこの2パターンだけだった。
Right.
入院の記憶に関してはお手上げだ。でも研究の方は違う。
So, I have no memories about my time at the hospital, but I'm sure since I was part of some research, there will be data that's stored about me in there.
僕は研究データの記録を BMI を使って管理していた。
So you can recover your memories by retrieving that. Well, I'm sure that's the only way possible per Tsubasa.
すでに見つけたことが何度もあるよ。
But anyways, I did find some clues.
個人間でもメモリーが売買されているだろう。
Oh,
あれだ。
okay.
様々な記憶が売られているんだ。
So, memories for sale. And he remembers this one girl, so she was in episode 2 or 3. And I do remember there being an ample selection of memories.
玉石混交というのか。他愛ないものや詐欺まがいのもの。
But you still need to filter out all the data to collect the ones that you need. So that's not easy.
そして中にはとんでもないレアものも。
So you really found your memories like that?
僕も驚いた。まさかと思ったよ。
Well, I was just as surprised.
でも実際取り戻した記憶があるんだから認めるしかない。
But it is true that they're out there. And that means someone must be using your research data.
ということだね。
Correct. Which means it's likely someone out there is preserving her data. And maybe if she could find that person behind this instead of hunting for individual memories,
それはまあ不思議なことじゃない。僕も一人きりで研究してたわけじゃないから。
so what will you do after retrieving the data? So what's next?
BMI で読み込む。それだけだよ。
Well, what else? But Ibaraki-san can't memory graft.
その表現は正確じゃない。
Well, I'm sure this and that are different.
使えないというか、使っても意味がないんだ。
Oh, so she can, but limited. How so?
僕たちは影響も受けず、互いの個を維持している。
So remember, we are different people.
互いの記憶も経験も混ざり合わない。
So you're not affected by other people's memories. And even if you were to graph anything, it would not become your own experience. And that's... Oh, so they're the exact opposite of me. So that's not a special condition from birth, is it?
おそらくね。
Well, not.
僕の記憶と同じだ。偶然で片付けるのはやっぱり楽観的すぎるよ。
And that's why she wants her memories back, so she can free Rino-kun from this situation. She's not saying it, but I believe my assumption is right.
でもそれはあくまで他人の記憶の話。僕自身の記憶なら別だ。君と僕の魂が共鳴したのは覚えてるだろう？あれと同じような現象だと思うよ。
So, whenever Kanato touches Tsubasa, some jolt of electricity sparks, and that means that there is some connection between them.
だから怪しげな記憶とか新しすぎる BMI 技術なんかを探してるわけ。当たりを引く確率は低いけど、何の当てもないよりはマシだから。
So, BMI that looks too advanced, she says. And that catches my attention. Well, actually, there is this rumor that's been bothering me.
噂？急に何？
So, what rumor? The one at the questionable hostess club called Dream Dive. So, I'm of course referring to the BMI that allows the staff of Dream Dive to change how their customers perceive women they pay to be with. So, Kiro-san listens intently to my story. She seems to have been unaware of it. Oh, so I didn't know that.
知らなかった。なんせ僕は日が暮れるとあれだから。
But then again, I'm a day person.
にしても、そういう使い方があったか。面白いものだね。
I agree.
でもキャバクラが気軽に導入するにしては新しすぎる。
So it's interesting that you would have some idea about this place.
あ、疑ってるわけじゃないよ。
Well, I kind of skipped a few steps in my mission to learn about the world, I guess, or no. And I didn't really like being in there either. So it smells of heavy alcohol and lots of drunks. So systems made to supplement the five senses are being developed in the medical field right now. But it has nothing to do with taking the visual information going into the brain and tampering with it. And BMI additions to improve all five senses are advancing rapidly. But it's not to the point of being available to the general public yet. And it's very strange that a hostess club would suddenly introduce these seemingly groundbreaking BMI uses. So if they want to deploy new technology, the least likely place to do so is at a hostess club. So think it's worth looking into?
確かに気になる。
So now you got me interested.
それに、これ以上被害が広がるのも見過ごせない。
But then again, it is a problem. So it wouldn't sit right with you.
そういうことだね。
Of course it won't.
どうしてこんな風になったのか、自分でもまだわからないけど、今もこんな風に存在してることにはきっと意味がある。僕にしかできないことがあると思う。
Okay, so Tsubasa is talking about her life. So there must be some reason why I ended up this way.
僕にできることは限られてるけど、BMI に関することなら役に立てる。だから、これが僕の運命ってやつなんだと思うんだ。朝っぱらからこっぱずかしいこと言ったね。
So because it's so personal, it's becoming embarrassing for Tsubasa. Well, I don't think that's anything to be ashamed of. So it does sound interesting and exciting to an extent.
とにかく詳しいことを調べてみないと。
But anyways,
でも、
we need more info.
キャバクラって夜のお店だよね。
Okay. So it'll be difficult for her to find anything out when she can only be up during the day. Kino-san groans, unsure of what to do. And she furrows her brow pensively.
お腹すいた。
But right now, so food, lunch. Thought so. Okay, let's go ahead and eat so that you will not whine. Okay.
さて、何を食べようか。いぶきくん、何か希望は？
Okay, so what will they have for lunch today? I would not appreciate that double vegetable, double garlic, super duper oily burger 2 days in a row. Wait, they ate that much?
そんなにダメだった？
So was it bad? I'm sure it's way too fattening, especially that you ate the same thing twice. Oh, so it's even too much for Kanato to handle, so my stomach has still not recovered yet. And we keep walking along as we talk, but then someone calls out to me from behind.
なんなら俺らが紹介してやろうか。
So I think it's the same rude guy from episode, I think it was like 3, where he knows that Kanato has a lot of money and tried to rob him. And it was Tsubasa who saved Kanato.
いい店を知ってるぞ。ぜひ案内させてくれ。
There you go. So it's the two guys that tried to squeeze money out of me the other day.
うわ、油断してた。
Wait, this is bad. I know. I didn't think they would be up at it so early.
今日こそは案内させてくれよ。な
Well, I don't have money for you.
あ。安心しろ。そういう時は優しい知り合いが貸してくれ。
I think the mean-looking guy and the other person are just looking for some excuse to beat up Kanato.
とにかく店で話そうぜ。な。
And they both grab my arms just like last time. So they just want to find some reason to beat him up. And they're holding onto me with so much force that I can't break free. Well, then again, it's like 2 versus 1. But then I use my soul expansion to connect with their minds. Sorry, but I'm not interested in what you have to sell, so can you let go?
興味が。
Oh,
なら仕方ない。
well, if you say so, then, Okay, so both of them seem stunned as my consciousness seeps back into their minds. And as their grip on me loosens, someone else calls out from behind.
おい、何の騒ぎだ？揉め事か？
The man in the suit. The one that asked me about Dream Dive yesterday.
誰だよ。
Who are you?
お前らには関係ない。
そういうわけにもいかないんだよね。これも仕事ってことで。
I'm sorry, so I'm at work. And this is my job. So after him, a woman wearing a suit comes up, and the woman takes out something from her breast pocket and then raises it high for everyone to see.
警察。
Uh-oh, so the law enforcement authorities are here. And the men visibly panic. And even I'm stunned speechless.
俺らは別に。
Well, I'm sure that's not going to sell to these agents.
何もしてねえよ。
No. We didn't do anything. Honest, I swear.
ならこのまま静かに解散で構わないな。
Then please go away.
おう。
Okay.
もう話は済んだからな。
後で絡むような真似はするなよ。いいな。
So, I'll give you a warning. Next time I see this, I'm going to take both of you into custody.
しねえよんな面倒なこと。
And the two guys quickly scuttle away. So when I do a soul expansion, it's strictly a strong suggestion for the other party. So at least Kanato was able to touch their heart and get them to let up. Well, I can't actually control their actions. And to be honest, the fact that the police showed up was the best thing that could have happened. But why are they here? Thank you. You helped me back there.
気にするな。これも仕事のうちだ。
Just doing our jobs.
それに用事があるのも本当だからな。確認させてほしいことがある。
But we have some questions for you. Me?
警察って一体何？どういうことだい？
So what do you do bad? Well, I don't know. So we just spoke a little yesterday. I just gave him a piece of advice. I didn't do anything to rouse suspicions, did I?
改めて聞きたいことがある。
Well, I have some questions. Oh, so if this is about Dream Dive, I don't know anything beyond what I told you. I was just there to deliver flowers, nothing else.
だが忠告してくれただろう。その内容について改めて聞きたい。あの店の噂について知っていることを教えてくれないか。
So, can you tell me more about the advice or like the rumors? Well, if you're investigating this, wouldn't you already know about them?
念のためあなたの知ってる噂を教えてもらえる？
But for these cops or detectives, the more information they can get, the better it'll help them. So they need to hear from as many people as possible. And okay, so all I heard was that
身に覚えのない会計を請求されたとか、酔ったお客が入っちゃって清掃費の名目で高額請求されたとか。
so the idea that this hostess cafe is extorting money from the customers. And it kind of falls in line with what law enforcement already knows from other people.
知らない間に妙な記憶を移植されて酔っ払うんじゃないかなんて噂があるみたいだよ。
私たちの知ってる噂と同じですね。
There you go.
だから引っかかる。あの時どうして酒が得意かどうかを確認した？
So what about the liquor?
記憶を移植されたことで酔うのなら実際に酒が飲めるかどうかは関係ない。
So it must be tied to memory grafting. Well, oh crap. I should have said that without thinking it through. It normally would not have mattered, but I didn't imagine I was talking to police. Well, they tried to disguise themselves so that you wouldn't hold back. Just because it's law enforcement.
アクさんが威圧的に聞くから怯えちゃってるじゃないですか。
Come on, so don't probe him too much.
別に威圧してない。協力を求めているだけだ。
Well, I'm just trying to get more information from him. That's all. So nothing bad.
雰囲気が怖いんですって。
口を挟んですみません。ひとまず場所を変えませんか？
So, can we take this conversation somewhere else, so not in the middle of the street?
おはようございます。
Okay, so Tsuasa leads them to her workplace, which is the underground cafe. Well, the better one, as opposed to the hostess club that opens at night. So anyways, I'll leave that to the next episode, and we'll see what kind of information law enforcement or the detectives want from Kanato and maybe Tsubasa. So it's no harm, it's just that they would like to get as much information as possible, which will help them with their investigation. And by disguising or pretending to be someone else, like an old businessman, it will allow people like Kanato to disclose everything. And usually what happens is that when they see law enforcement, they'll get scared and they'll try to only bring out the information they think is going to sell to the cops, or what they are comfortable sharing with law enforcement. And I think it's like, well, this person might be trying to protect this shady nightclub, or helping out a friend, or this person might be an employee in there and trying to protect his workplace. But anyways, we'll see what questions they ask next time.